Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to Void World. Apologies for the outset, I'm actually having to post-commentate on this because, like an absolute idiot, I managed to not actually hit record on my commentary on this. So it has kind of meant that it has left this entire video without any commentary whatsoever. But basically, to bring you up to speed, we're looking at the quest book at the moment. So we have got, as far as the beginning, we've actually unlocked all of 18 quests. We've completed all 18 quests, but we're still only 87% completed, which is a bit odd. So I'm guessing there must be something that we've missed somewhere along the lines. But the next one is the city. So looking at that, it actually is a quest where we are going to need to go and find the mayor. So the building poking up above the others is City Hall. I should go there and talk with the mayor, who maybe he will know where the other survivors are. So that's a location task for the mayor. So that's something we need to think about. However, when I was having a look at the book, we noticed this technical section that's unlocked itself, which I think could be something we need to explore. So, with this, there's actually 3 powers, but it's saying the use of technical blocks decreased a lot since the first couple of strikes. There was no power, no resources, and also no way to use the technical blocks. But now, since I got my own power source, I can revive our technical knowledge and defeat the evil person behind the strikes. So this is where we were going to go with this episode. So we needed to create our first power source, and it's a crafting task, which will get us a few things, but we need to make ourselves survivalist generators. So for that, to make survivalist generators, pretty straightforward actually. We're needing 3 cobble, we're needing pistons, we are needing redstone, we're needing a furnace, and we're needing a couple of bits of iron, which is all good. So at this point I've kind of gone off and I've sort of started gathering the resources together that we need to make our survivalist generators. So we're looking at the cobble in order to make the furnaces, we're looking for the cobble to make the actual generator itself. We're needing iron for our piston, we're needing iron for our generator. And we're needing, of course, the redstone. So needing a couple of bits of redstone for the generator itself. We're also needing a bit for the piston. And that's us getting our iron for our piston as well, because we've completely forgotten how to make pistons. And we have the cat attempting to actually break his way out of the room. And yeah, the cobble also needed for the pistons as well. So all at this point is looking pretty good. So we thought, well, bang a furnace together. I'm pretty sure we actually made one of these before, but let's double check and see whether we did. And no, we didn't. So yeah, we've now learned how to make furnaces, which is always a good thing. So we're now thinking about the other items. And we've realised we need wood for our piston. And we don't have any. So we're kind of now thinking, well, what do we do? We have no wood. We've got to find wood. First thing I thought about was whether we actually try to use the Philosopher's Stone and do some kind of transmutation. So I was having a look through the blocks that we've actually got so far. And sort of wondered to myself whether we could actually use either like the sand or the dirt or something like that and use the Philosopher's Stone on that in order to be able to try to make wood. Now, I'll be honest with you and say at this point I really wasn't sure this was going to work. So, got our sand, got our Philosopher's Stone, and we are right-clicking and we're trying the shift-click, but all that actually does is alternate between us getting dirt and cobble or cobble and stone and cobble and sand, so that clearly doesn't work. So at that point we're like, oh, okay, not going to be able to do that. No way of transmutating. So it kind of doesn't leave us much of an option. The other thought that we had was whether there was something outside. So we've kind of gone to have a look. Getting stuck on the way just to see, and it's night. So no sleeping bag, so the only thing we can actually really do is try and sleep the night away on that and see if we can get ourselves outside and start to have a little bit of a look around. Now, obviously, this has resulted in quite a lot of death for us so far, heading outside, but we thought, well, we'll try and sleep here close as possible, try and give ourselves as much daylight as we possibly can, because the biggest thing with this is the fact that the days seem to be so short. So we ventured out, a few torches down, but we've got ourselves a blizz. We've got spiders, we've got nasty zombie type things, we've got potential doom and destruction happening, so kind of have a little bit of a battle-y thing going on here, trying to get rid of these guys. Guy with a bow, never good. Zombies, flames, death, running away. One down. Still got the blizz shooting at us. Let's try and get rid of this chap off the end. Fantastic, he's gone. Where's the blizz? Where is the blizz? So we're thinking torches at this point. And food. So the key thing I think with this, we're not able to pick up the arrows, but I'm pretty sure we actually got some arrows. And there's the blizz again. Can we get to him? No, he's still lurking below. So notice it's starting to get night. Very, very quickly going to use our torches just to whiz round the outside, and we came across a witch. So we ran away like the big girl's blouse that we are. But bearing in mind we're already on less than half health, it kind of made more sense to do this. So it was get down, let's whack a few torches down, very quickly sleep before it gets an opportunity for anything else to actually spawn. And we came across this building here. Now our first thing was, okay, let's just get the area lit up, but we're hearing skellies. We've got the doors round the back there, and we can hear the skellies kind of tracking us round, but it was a case of, well, let's get as much lit up as we can. I was trying to see where the skelly was at this point as well. So night is falling yet again. By the looks of things, we're a little munch. Arm ourselves with a sword, and there's our skelly. We're trying to get him to track us so we could try and hit him through this little hole here, but he was hiding. So it kind of only left us the option of actually trying to get in the room and get him. So there he was. Oh, really? Oh, wait. Die! Yay! Okay, let's light up as much as possible here, because no doubt there is more nastiness in here. And I kind of thought about blocking up the stairs, but assumed I had blocks, and naturally I had no blocks. I had no pick with me, which is going to pose a bit of a problem for actually trying to break stuff. So we had a quick sleep again with the night coming down. Incoming strike happening soon, but we were looking at the floor. Oh, creepy, creepy, creepy. Oh, run away. Cool, so we avoided the damage from that, which is good. But the thing we kind of noticed that we have wood. We've got jungle wood planks on the floor here. So I kind of thought to myself, well, let's grab a couple of those. So hopefully what we can do, learn those, and we should be able to use those for our piston. So incoming strike in 5 minutes, so it's probably the best thing to do is to get the heck out of here. And that's not the way, but we'll have that zombie flesh because it's all EMC. And we'll start heading back towards our little base. I think that blizz is finally gone as well. So we'll get ourselves back in here. And let's see if we can do something with the wood that we've got. So over to our transmutation table, we'll stick the zombie flesh we've already learned, we'll stick that in to get some EMC. Checking the bones, looks like we've already learnt the bones as well. So, yep, they're all cool to go in. Bit more EMC. Arrows, we've now learnt arrows, which is good because we've got a bow. So we now have arrows that we can use, which is going to make probably fighting the mobs from a little bit more range a little bit easier for us. So we've got our wood. We've learned our jungle wood planks. And we thought, right, okay, we now have wood. So we should be able to use that. But first of all, let's just top up the food. With an incoming strike, we need food in our hotbar. We've now got wood. So hopefully we should be able to use 3 of those and be able to make our piston. So back to trying to create our generator. We remember where all our stuff is, which is not in any of these chests. Ah, we finally find it. Well done us. Right. So, piston. So we've got, what are we looking for? I can't remember what we're looking for. But anyway, so 3 wood. 4 cobble. Our redstone preferably in the right place. And our iron. And that gives us absolutely nothing. So, the assumption here is that jungle wood planks are not an option for making pistons. We're checking ourselves because I kind of had a bit of a mental block on the actual the recipe. So try putting that in the middle to see if we could actually break that down, and it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So we can't break it down. We can't get normal planks back just by putting that in the middle. So we kind of have to think again. So nope, doesn't work over here either. All we're getting is just jungle wood planks. But it's chisel. As we notice, it is a chisel 2 block. So potentially we might be able to do something with this and actually get ourselves some proper wood. But quick check of the recipe just to make sure that it's not showing up anything to do with the jungle wood planks as they are. No, we've got plenty of different planks, plenty of coloured planks, but it is not showing the jungle wood planks up in order to make the pistons. So we are going to need to have proper wood. Last ditch attempt. Can we use the Philosopher's Stone on it? Will that make any difference? Will that change it? And no. That's with normal click, that's with shift click. That doesn't make any difference either. So it looks like potentially the only way that we're actually going to be able to get planks is to maybe use chisel. So let's have a look. So we're trying to check here for chisel. I think it's chisel 2. Trying to find the right chisel that we need, because of course with this we've got all of the tinker stuff coming up on here as well. So we're trying to find the right chisel that we actually need in order to make. There we go. And can we make this? This is the question. Yes, we can. Dead easy. Stick and an iron ingot. So we have got a stack of that already. No issues with making that. So 1 stick, 1 iron ingot, and hopefully we should be able to bash together our chisel. Perfect, there we go. 1 chisel. It has an EMC value, so we'll learn that just in case we end up losing it. But this does mean we can now sort of look at using our chisel. So there we go, put our blocks in, and we can get basic jungle wood planks, which is cool. So we now started kind of going through here, trying to find the right planks. I'm having a bit of a mental block as to which ones were the right ones. Kind of realised that it's probably fairly pointless doing it that way. Why don't we just stick it back in and just do it this way? So that now gives us our 3 jungle wood planks, which we can now learn. And means that we have wooden planks for days, which is cool. So that now means we can make even our piston that we were intending to make before. 1 piston, yay, piston! So we can now put together our generator. There we go. Our survivalist generator. Okay. So let's put this together. So it's our piston. Oh, and a strike. A strike. Didn't notice that going on. Ugh. Ah, nausea is just horrible. Just horrible. Okay, so that is, fortunately, that is the nausea stopped. We still have 6 seconds of poison. We still have about 35 seconds of a hunger to deal with. But why don't we just get on and try and get stuff made. So back to our crafting bench where all our stuff was, which wasn't this one. Or that one. There we go, so one over there, where we've got our piston and our furnace lurking. So there we go, one furnace, one piston, and check the recipe. Got a cobble, 2 iron, 2 redstone, and that gives us 1 survivalist generator. So that's got an EMC of 999, so for definite we will be able to recreate those. So there we go, that is now our furnace done. Grab some more food. We definitely need to be looking at getting a better food source than this, because this is just horrible. You can't stack it, you can get a few at a time, get an extra one there just because of our hunger. And we now need to find something that we can actually use in our survivalist generator in order to make power. So we'll have to have a think about that. So it doesn't actually tell us on the NEI about that, but let's have a look and see. Okay, so does wood work? Can we just burn wood straight in here? So at this point I was thinking, well, okay, can we use planks or do we need logs in order to burn? But philosopher's stone doesn't change anything at all with wood regardless, even though it goes back to the vanilla planks. So we kind of had to think again. So chisel away, keep it nice and safe, and have a ponder over our generator. But we realised at this point that actually, if we'd actually bothered reading the book properly, we actually needed 5 to actually complete the task. So, being the smart arse that we are, we've gone, let's start making it. And we'll go for getting a stack of everything, maybe not 2 stacks of iron, but go for a stack of everything. Just to kind of make it quick. Now we can put all these things together. We needed our wood. But then we're thinking, well actually, do we actually need to do all of this? So we start putting stuff together. We start putting our pistons. Make our piston. There we go. Yeah, we've got a piston. And at this point we realise that we haven't actually learnt it in our original build of it, but we have now learnt it, which means we can now get a bunch of pistons out. So that's 4 that we need to make up to the 5 generators. And we started putting them together. And then we're thinking, hang on a second, that had an EMC value. Can we learn said generator? Generator learned, and let's now stick all this stuff away. We don't need it. And let's just get the ones that we need out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. There we go. So that gives us our 5. Didn't work. So let's see if we can try and chuck them out, see whether it's just a case of the whole detection thing. And no, it doesn't recognise it. But we kind of realise this is actually a crafting task. So it does mean we are going to have to craft them. So stick them back in again. And let's get all of the stuff out as we'd originally started doing in order to finish making those. There's our 4 furnaces, our 4 pistons. load of iron, so we need 8 iron to make the 4. It's the same with redstone, so we need 8 redstone. And we also need the cobble, but we kind of forgot about that. But we went back. We got the cobble. And grab a stack. It's quicker. So, redstone, iron, furnace, piston, crap ton of cobble. And that then gives us our 5. Now, I was kind of clicking at this point, and I was thinking to myself, hang on a second, I know we have issues with right-clicking to get stuff, but no, it worked. It detected them all. We got lead ingot, we got tin ingot, and we got blaze powder. So it does mean, oh, there we go, 6 furnaces. That's not a bad thing. So we got blaze powder learned. We learn our tin ingot, and we learn our lead ingot. So we now have a bunch of new materials that we can actually use, which is cool. So that's all of our generators. So we should pretty much be able to start generating a bit of power. So I kind of thought, well, let's stick the generators down. And let's see what we can do with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way more than we actually need, but we're still kind of stuck with what we can use to fuel them. So thought was, well, wood, we haven't got logs, can't really make charcoal. So why don't we try and just see whether we can actually burn planks in there, which we discovered we can. So, does mean with the planks, we actually got quite a reasonable burn time per plank, which is sort of about 2.5 minutes, thereabouts. So you can actually generate a reasonable amount of power from those 2.5 minutes. It's ticking up nicely. Each of those generators can hold up to 100,000 RF, which is cool. So that is nice and easy and relatively cheap to actually generate some power. So we're sort of having a look and thinking, well, that's starting to work, but we now obviously need some kind of either storage or some kind of power conduit. So we're having a look through and trying to work out which is our best way. We noticed we started to actually get some RF happening there, which is good. So we were looking for power and what we would actually use. So noting that the generators are extra utilities, we started having a quick look at extra utilities to see if we have any kind of conduits or power cabling that we can actually use. And looking through, we have a whole load of stuff. We've got loads of pipes, we've got energy pipes, but I don't think they're exactly what we actually need for this. So it's not looking like we have anything suitable within extra utilities. So we need to be having a bit of a think. Now we have used in the past, we have used Ender IO, and you can get plenty of conduits through Ender IO as well. But it's also the case of whether we actually have the materials in order to make those. So we knew there were some redstone type pipes. We were insulated redstone conduits, which are a possibility. That's an Ender IO. But for that we need conduit binder and we need charcoal in order to make the conduit binder itself with the composite stuff, I think it's called. I can't think what it's called now. So for us, charcoal, no logs, no saplings or anything like that, that is not going to happen for us. So that is sadly not an option at this point. So we're going to have to think again. Now we've got plenty of ways of storing energy, but it's still a bit of a what the heck do we do with regards to trying to actually get this energy transferred to other things, because previously when we've used the other mods, especially with Sky Factory, we were using the Ender IO energy conduits. We have power, but that isn't going to work. So we're going to grab some more wood, grab another stack, let's whack that into our generator, and let's just keep that ticking away quite nicely. And we're thinking, well, could we actually just grab our energy cells and actually put them adjacent to the generator and see whether we can actually get the power to come out that way if we have the insert set up correctly on it. So start to have a look at that, and yeah, that's cool. That was loading up the energy into that. So that is an easy and quick way without any kind of conduits that we can actually start charging these up. So happy about that. So we're sort of thinking to ourselves, well, on this basis, yeah, we got it right. We've got it set to the input. We're starting to get the RF loading up there, which is cool. Can we do the same with the other one and get the other one out and get that charging as well? Because at the moment we can't use our portal because we have nothing. So if we shift right click, we should be able to put that on top. That should also then start collecting it. If we set our configuration to input from the bottom, then that's going to start pulling the RF through from the Stirling generator that way as well. So it's burning a little bit quicker now because we're actually drawing the energy out. And these ones, not a lot of point having those down just for the moment while we're actually charging those up. So we can stick those away. I don't want to put them away into the transmutation table, but that's kind of stopped. That one is drawing at the moment, so maybe we are going to need another generator just to kind of try and keep these ticking over. So if we stick one behind here, that one's got an extract on it. Grab ourselves another stack of wood and start powering that generator as well. And that means we should start to get some more energy getting into that one. And yeah, that's starting to tick up a little bit slowly still, but it is starting to go up, which is good. So we now have, oh, just setting everything to completely wrong, but that's okay. That's okay, we can put that right. But yeah, starting to get some energy drawn into there now, which is good. So we now have an easy way that isn't using the solar panels of actually getting our energy conduits, oh sorry, our energy cells even, charged up internally without outside in order to be able to get our portal gate open, which is good. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So that's cool. We've now got our crafting task. That has now unlocked a whole load of generators, but also flux ducts. So flux ducts, now that I've got a source of RF power, which is kind of handy, I have some cables which will transport the RF to future machines. Duh, should check the next page. But first, let me remember how to use a crescent hammer, because those things are not easy to break. Ow, that was it. I can just shift and right click to pick them up. Now, at this point, I kind of hadn't thought about the fact that I needed to actually make those, and I kind of thought it was talking about detection of clicking and picking up the furnaces, but that doesn't work with a crescent hammer, as I now know. So I'm now thinking, well, hang on a second, is this actually talking about these flux ducts? So we need to make leadstone flux ducts, and spot the deliberate mistake again with this one. So let's check the NEI and figure out how we need to make these. So we go flux, and we look for our flux ducts. Leadstone flux duct, there we go. So these are 200 RF per tick that they can transport, and that is just literally lead, glass and redstone, all of which we have. Okay, so let's have a look. Do we have glass? We have got the heart glass from extra utilities. So yeah, we have glass. That's cool. We have redstone. We need 6 of those. And we need 2 lead ingots. So we have those. So time to put this together. Let's get our redstone down. Let's get our glass in the middle. And let's get our lead in, and we have nothing. So I'm guessing at this point that the heart glass doesn't work. What to do? what to do. We need to make glass. So, easy enough. Grab ourselves a furnace. And we can get ourselves... Where should we put it? Why don't we stick it... let's think. Where are we going to put it? Well, we're not going to put it anywhere at the moment, apparently. So we're looking for blaze powder. I was thinking about a fuel at this point of what we can actually use to fuel our furnace. So we could use blaze powder. And we need sand, obviously, to make glass. So, blaze powder in, sand, in our worky. So what else could we use to fuel it? So we have no charcoal. Can we actually use blocks? Will this work? Yes, it does. Cool. So we can actually burn planks, which is good. Which, you know, you probably know if you play Minecraft for any length of time, that that is something that you can actually use. So I only need a little bit. Kind of take a bunch out, grab our bit of glass, let that kind of carry on, and we can finish making our leadstone flux ducts. There we go. So we've made 6 of those, which is cool. And we'll learn those. Perfect. So leadstone flux ducts learned. And now we're going to try and do this bit with a crescent hammer and realise whether this is actually part of it. So we'll pop a couple down. Crescent hammer. Boom. Boom. There we go. We can pick those up. So yeah. Quest done. Or not. Manual detect. Nothing. So we kind of have a look at it and we realise that we need to make 64. So kind of wondering whether this is going to work this time, whether we can do the same as we did before, that we just get a stack of those out. Check our little bookie. And it has, it's detected them. 64 leadstone flux ducts, which is cool. And that now gives us silver, copper and ferrous ingots. So we are definitely getting there with getting our metals. So let's get those learned. That's the copper. And the silver. And leadstone flux ducts we've already learned. And we'll put all of this back in. And move our food over, just because it's easier to handle. But there we go. So we have power. We have a furnace which we can use, so at least we know we can actually now make stuff. But let's stick the furnace somewhere kind of out of the way. Let's stick it here. That will do. That will do. Stick that sand back in there. But yeah, so power. We have power, which is all good. Now, going back to this, it does mean that we've now unlocked a load of different furnaces that we can actually start using, or generators even, that we can start using, and a load of better quality flux ducts, which will do that, and also some RF storage. So it does mean that we can kind of have the generators going. But there we go. So sorry for the post commentary on that one for now. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, albeit it's a little bit on the derpy side. But we shall see you all in the next one. Take care for now.